Hey, what's up? This is AutoCAD. This is my first video. Decided to get involved with YouTube after checking it out for a while. So my contribution is going to be a series of tutorials on AutoCAD, starting from the basics and working up. This is the first one. We're going over 4 commands: line, offset, trim, and erase. The AutoCAD help is actually pretty decent. I like it, so you can check out help for a little more info, because I'm going to go over them real quick. I'm basically drawing my property line and dropping my house in it and my garage in it. Just 2D stuff, real basic, and I hope you find it useful if you are learning AutoCAD. Alright, here we are in a blank drawing of AutoCAD. I've made the window quite small so that I can keep the resolution of the buttons and so on in the video. Hopefully it'll show up. Yours should look pretty much like this. I'm going to get you to do 2 things first. Type Z, enter, and then the letter E, enter. That zooms extents, or zoom extents. Just a good way of starting the drawing. We're going to do that first. Down at the bottom you'll see the word ortho. As you click it, it toggles it off and on. We'll turn it on. So we want ortho on. We'll get into it later on. First command, line command. You can pull it up one of 3 ways. You can go up to the menu and go draw line. You can select it there, or you can select it in the left hand side, or you can type line, or you can just type the letter L, which is the first letter of line. The first thing the line command does is asks you to specify the first point. We're going to start at 0, 0. And you can see that my line is now rubber banding. It only wants to draw in straight lines up and down or right and left, and that's because we have ortho turned on. And because our property is rectangle, we're going to treat it as such. So the line command is now on the specify next point. So we want to draw it 100 feet wide. We drag the cursor over to the right of the starting point, type in 100, hit enter, and the line command is still active. It's basically going to draw another line segment for us. What we'll do is drag the cursor in the north direction or up from our last point. I'm going to type 50, and then over to the left we'll type 100, hit enter, and now if you look in the command line, it says close/undo. We're going to type C for close, press enter, and it closes my rectangle automatically. I'm going to hit zoom extents again, Z, enter, E, enter, and that will zoom whatever geometry is in the drawing to the extents of the window, which is exactly what we want. Alright, the next command we'll be using is the offset command. We're going to use it to draw the outline of my house and the outline of my garage. There are 3 ways to call the offset command. Over in the right here from the toolbar, you can select it. You can go up to the modify menu and you can see it right there, or you can type in offset from the command line. So I'm going to type it in, offset, hit enter, specify offset distance. I'm going to type in 25, press enter, and this is now asks me to select object to offset. I'm going to select the line to my right. Now it asks me specify point on side to offset. So it's going to draw a line. We're going to make a new line 25 units perpendicular to its current location and orientation. So I can either offset it to the right or the left. So I'm going to click over to the left here inside my property line, and you can see it drew a new line. To exit the command, I'm just going to hit escape a couple of times. Now I'll choose offset from the toolbar, and my house has 5 feet between it and the property line, so I'm going to choose 5 feet. Hit enter, select object to offset. I'm going to choose the bottom line of the south side of the property, offset it up. I'm going to choose this other top line, offset it down, hit escape a couple of times, cancel that command, and I'm going to go up to modify and choose offset here. My house is 25 feet deep, type in 25, press enter, choose this front line of the house, click it back, and hit escape a couple of times, and now we've got in this inner rectangle the outside dimensions of my house. We want to get rid of these line segments around here, so that brings us to our third command, which is the trim command. You can get to it a number of ways. Modify, menu, choose trim, or you can get to it from the toolbar on the right here. You can hover over it, it says trim, or you can type the word trim. I type trim, press enter, select objects. I'm going to choose these 4 lines here. These are the lines that I want to work with. Basically, the first aspect of trim command is asking you to select the cutting edges, any geometry that will become a cutting edge or a trim line. Press enter after I've got those selected, and now it's asking me to select object to trim. So we're going to go around the outside here and just select these outside line segments. And as I select them, they disappear. When we're done, hit escape a couple of times, and you can see that those line segments are gone. Alright, the next thing we want to do is draw in the garage. We're going to use the offset command again, just like we did with the house. I'm going to type in offset, hit enter. It's asking me to offset what distance. It's 3 feet from the south edge of the property line, so select that line, click up to offset it to the north side, hit escape a couple times to clear that command. Go over to the right here, I'm going to grab offset this time from the toolbar, type in 24, hit enter. My garage is 24 feet wide. So first I select the line that I just drew, offset it to the north side. Now it's asking me again to, without re-entering the command, the unit it's using is already 24, which is how deep my garage is. So again, I'm going to pick this back line and offset it to the right, and it draws a new line, 24 units from the last one, perpendicular to the side that I chose. Hit escape a couple times to clear that. I just type trim, hit enter. You can also grab that from the toolbar or from the menu. I want to select these 3 objects, so one at a time I select those. Now that I've got my cutting edges selected, I press enter to tell AutoCAD that I am done choosing my cutting edges, and then I'm going to go around and select these line segments. They all disappear. Hit escape a couple of times to clear that, and I am looking at my property line now, which is the big rectangle, my garage, and my house location. I said I'd also go over erase. You can do that from the modify menu, choose erase. You can do it from the toolbar here, or you can type in erase. The thing with AutoCAD is you can either go verb and then noun. So in this case, erase is my verb, and then this line would be my noun, as it were. After I've selected those, hit enter, and it gets rid of them. I'm just going to undo that. Or you can choose the lines, and then choose what action or verb you want to use on that. So there I've got my lines selected. I'm going to hit modify, drop down to erase command, and it gets rid of them that way. So there's the line command, offset, trim, and erase, and I threw a couple little goodies in there as well. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to doing the next one. Bye for now.